Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we'll be tier ranking all the current WWE champions based on momentum. Now, this is based on crowd reactions, based on my own personal thoughts and feelings about each character, as well as the direction I think WWE is going to take each and every single one of these. Before getting into the video, if you're new to my channel, as I expect most of you are, my name is Will. I make professional wrestling content specifically around WWE. If that is something that interests you, consider hitting subscribe, checking out my channel, and leaving a like on this video. With all that being said, let's get into the rankings. Alright, first up we have the American Nightmare himself, the undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. Fresh off his title defense at WrestleMania. Now I know this was a bit of a controversial finish, and Cody Rhodes himself is a bit of a controversial champion at this point. I know, especially amongst the internet wrestling community, sometimes Cody fatigue can be a real thing. Doesn't always translate on TV as much, although the Las Vegas crowd kind of let him have it a little bit. And this one's difficult for me because I like Cody Rhodes. I like him as champion. He kind of gives that John Cena superhero. I think fans were really disappointed in Randy Orton losing that title match, specifically in the way that he did. I do think Cody could hold the title up until, possibly SummerSlam. Maybe there's a swerve some point along the way. However, if we're speaking purely from a momentum perspective, crowd excitement, title excitement, I think it's kind of dwindling on Cody a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put him over in, we'll do B tier. Next up, we have the new United States champion, Trick Williams. Trick Willie himself, flanked by Lil Yachty. And you already know, I'm going to put Trick up in S tier. The crowd absolutely loves Trick Williams. I love Trick Williams. And I can see this being a lengthy and exciting title run. No more open challenges, so we're not going to get a random title change on a SmackDown. I think this is going to be elevated, this title. I think Trick's going to elevate this title up into, pay-per-view matches, PLE matches with Lil Yachty by his side. I do think there are bright things in store for Trick Williams and for this United States Championship. Next up, we have the OTC, Roman Reigns, fresh off his victory at WrestleMania in the main event against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm also just going to have to put Roman Reigns up in S tier for the simple fact that he did it on his own in the main event. Him and CM Punk put on one of the best WrestleMania main events I think that we have seen in a while. There were no outside interferences, no bloodline shenanigans, no Paul Heyman Vision shenanigans. It was just a straight up wrestling match. CM Punk, Roman Reigns. It had everything you wanted, false finishes, stealing each other's finishers. Ultimately, Roman Reigns walking away, your new World Heavyweight Champion. And he let us know on the post show on Raw, he's here to stay. He's not going to be a part-time champion. He's going to be here throughout the whole summer. And so I think there's just so much momentum behind this guy. Crowd loves Roman. The crowd has loved Roman for years. Everybody's always putting the ones up. I think there are going to be some interesting title feuds along the way. Obviously, Jacob Fatu on Monday Night Raw let his intentions be known that he's coming for the title. And there's just so much momentum on Roman. This is going to be an exciting title reign. He could hold the title, all the way up until next year's WrestleMania. We'll just have to wait and see. But Roman Reigns is going in S tier. All right, next up we have Becky Lynch, fresh off of reclaiming her Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee at WrestleMania. And I'm not super high on this title reign, only because we had Becky Lynch previously. She had a significant title reign, lost the title to AJ just to pick it back up at WrestleMania. I don't think the crowd is super excited about another Becky Lynch title reign. I think it could be entertaining. I don't see it lasting super long. Becky's already, established herself as one of the best Intercontinental Champions of all time, and it's not just her saying it. But again, I'm not super excited about this reign. So I'm going to go ahead and put her slightly below Cody Rhodes into C tier. All right, next up we have the new Women's United States Champion in Tiffany Stratton. And obviously taking the United States title from Julia on last Friday's SmackDown. Stratton is another one of those crowd favorites. The crowd loves Tiffany Stratton. She had that cash in on Nia Jax and that world title reign. Everyone loves Tiffy. Everyone runs on Tiffy time. I think while this was an expected title change, I do think that Tiffy could have a good run with this United States Championship. Similar to a Trick Williams, I do think she can elevate this title. It might not be PLE necessarily, but I think she will definitely have more of a draw, more of buzz surrounding the title than Julia, just being the crowd favorite that she is. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put her up into A tier. Slightly above Cody Rhodes. Cody seems to be our benchmark here, kind of mid-level. Excitement, momentum. Tiffany Stratton, A tier. I can see her having a long title reign, maybe some open challenges. Really excited what SmackDown has going with these two specifically. Next up, we have your new WWE Women's Champion in Rhea Bloody Ripley. Obviously, Rhea made the move this Friday to Friday Night SmackDown, where she is now your WWE Women's Champion. Again, another crowd favorite, finally getting a world title back. And there's already so much buzz around this title reign. She was interrupted on Friday by JC Jane, who clearly made her intentions known arriving on SmackDown with the rest of Fatal Influence. I do think Rhea will have a significant reign leading SmackDown with this title. Everyone loves Rhea. I love Rhea, and I'm going to go ahead and put her up to S tier. Next up, we have Brie Bella and Paige, our new women's tag team champions. Obviously, they won the titles at WrestleMania. Obviously, all the buzz surrounding Paige's return to the WWE. It's a bit of an odd pairing, and I know with the women's tag team titles, they seem to change hands maybe a little bit more frequently, although there haven't been a ton of title matches or title changes here recently with the women's tag team titles. I don't know if they will hold them for super long. I don't know if Nikki somehow gets involved, gets jealous of her sister being with the tag team champions alongside Paige. But I don't think there's a whole lot of momentum surrounding these two. Obviously, they're both crowd favorites. They're both legends. And I think this is a good opportunity for them to hold titles, hold new titles. It seems to be, this thing where not old wrestlers, but, more of the veteran status wrestlers coming in, winning the new titles, having their additional moment in the spotlight. And I do think that's what we're seeing with these two. However, I don't see it being a super long title reign or any that carries huge momentum. I do think this will go down into C tier. Next up is Penta, who retained his Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania in a thrilling ladder match. Another crowd favorite. Everyone loves Penta. I love the Cero Miedo. But he's been Intercontinental Champion for a while now. And I think WrestleMania was kind of his defining moment as champion. I don't know if there will be much more of a reign post WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania was kind of like his peak. So as much as I love Penta, as much as the crowd loves Penta, I'm going to go ahead and place him probably alongside Cody Rhodes in a B tier. I think there's still some potential there, maybe some open challenges, maybe another title defense or two. However, I don't necessarily see him holding it for a significant longer period of time, especially now that you have, Javon Evans going for the title, Rusev going for the title. I do think we will see a title change here soon. Next up, we have the Visions, Logan Paul and Austin Theory as your World Tag Team Champions. When you had the injuries to Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, the Vision kind of lost their swagger, lost their momentum, and there really wasn't even a whole lot of buzz once they won these titles. Say what you want about the Vision, say what you want about Logan Paul. I'm not a huge fan of them being champions. I don't think it's kind of coming across the way maybe WWE would intend for it to. I don't see them being these dominant champions who are going to hold these titles for a significant period of time. I do think, maybe in Usos, we just saw the return of the Street Profits. I could easily see one of those teams toppling the division sooner rather than later. Even with Braun Breaker back, his focus is on Seth Rollins, and so I don't know if this duo, this tag team, is going to get all the attention, all the buzz. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down in D tier. Next up, we have Liv Morgan, the new Women's World Champion, fresh off her victory against Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. And while it came at the expense of the Judgment Day getting involved, kind of helping Liv win, Liv is slowly becoming a crowd favorite. She has her new music video out. She has the Judgment Day behind her. She's kind of proving herself as the leader of the Judgment Day moving forward. I do think this is another one of those title reigns that we could see it being more of a lengthy reign all the way up until SummerSlam. I do think, obviously, at some point we're going to get the involvement between her and Roxanne or her and Raquel. And ultimately, we could see the implosion of the Judgment Day from that perspective. However, I'm going to go ahead and put Liv up to A tier. Not as excited about Liv's reign as Rhea Ripley, so I am going to put her slightly below. However, I do think this will be a big talking point on Monday Night Raw. And last but not least, we have the WWE Tag Team Champions in Damian Priest and R-Truth. Now, this is a tag team that was kind of just thrown together and they stumbled into the Tag Team Championships. Obviously, both crowd favorites, both Damian Priest and R-Truth. This is another one where I think they're kind of just transitional champions. I don't think they're going to have any, significant title defenses or any significant run with the titles. I do rate them a little bit higher than the Vision as far as, them being the crowd favorites. So they're going to get that reaction every time they're out there. And maybe we do see a couple more defenses out of them. Maybe they even hold it all the way up until SummerSlam. I don't necessarily see that happening, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. And I love these two. I mean, I enjoy seeing them each and every Friday night. I love seeing R-Truth do the 5 moves of doom and him and Priest with their tag team finisher. I'm probably going to put them up in, we'll go C tier. And with all that, this is my final rankings. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about my rankings, what you would change, and what title reigns you were most excited to see going into this kind of build towards SummerSlam. And with all that being said, thanks for watching.